The Gemara returns to discuss a ruling mentioned earlier. Amar Ribi Avin, Amar Ribi Ilai, Amar Ribi Yohanan. Amad bimqomo waqibel. If a person threw an object for a moth in a public domain and another person caught it, the thrower's liability depends on the following. If the receiver stood in his place and caught the object, hayav, the thrower is hayav, for he is considered to have placed the object down in the receiver's hand. Akar mimqomo waqibel. If the catcher left his place and ran toward the object and caught it, patur, the thrower is exempt. For it is the catcher, not the thrower, who is considered to have performed the hanaha, says Rashi. Since two people performed the malacha jointly, the thrower the akira and the catcher the hanaha, both are exempt. Rashi to 102. Kiyora ahar. As we learned in our Mishnah regarding a transfer performed jointly by the poor man and householder. Tanya nami hachi. It was also harim omrim amad bimqomo waqibel. If the receiver stood in his place and caught the object, hayav, the thrower is liable. Akar mimqomo waqibel. If the receiver left his place and ran toward the object and caught it, patur, the thrower is patur. Based on this ruling, a query is posed. Rabbi Yohanan, he inquired, Zarag Hefes. If someone threw an object for amoth in a public domain, وَنَقَرْهُ مِمْقَوْمَهُ وَحَزَرْ وَقِيبَلَهُ, and then he himself left his place and ran to where the object was to land and caught it, mahu, what's the law? Is he liable? The Gemara asks, what is Rabbi Yochanan's question? Since the same person committed both the lifting and the placing, he should certainly be liable. The Gemara answers, Amar Rav Ada bar Ahava, Shnei kahath b'yadam echad qa mibayaleh. Rabbi Yochanan inquires concerning two forces in the same person. Shnei kahath b'adam echad ki adam echad dame. Are two forces in the same person viewed as the action of one person? Wahayav, and he is thus liable. Oh, Dilma Kishne B'nei Adam Dame, or perhaps they are viewed as the action of two people. Uvartor, and he is exempt. What if he's got multiple personalities? We have learned that where one person performs the akira on an item and the other the hanaha, neither person is liable. This is because liability for transporting an item is incurred only where the akira and hanaha can unite to form one large malacha. Where the akira and hanacha are performed by different people, the Torah views the two actions as being unconnected. Since they do not fuse into one large act, no malacha is considered to have been performed. Now, when an item is transported by a person carrying it from one place from place to place, it is natural that he uses two separate forces to perform the akira and the hanacha. First, he exerts a force to lift the item, and then, after walking with it to a different spot, he exerts a second force and places the item down. Since this is the normal method of carrying, the akira and hanacha confuse to form one malacha, and the person is hayav. In regard to throwing an item, however, the situation is different. By exerting one force, the person performs both the akira of the item and its placing down in the place to which he propels it. If the person should then run forward and intercept the item, thereby preventing it from landing in the spot to which he originally propelled it, he would be exerting a counterforce to his original force. He thus negates the original hanacha and substitutes in its place a new hanacha. Rabbi Yochanan therefore ponders the law. Do we say that these two forces, the one which caused the akira and the one which resulted in the hanacha, cannot fuse into a single malacha, like akira and hanacha performed by two different people? If so, the person would not be hayav. Or do we say that since both forces were, after all, activated by the same person, they can fuse into one malacha, and the person is hayav? That's from Rashi, as explained by Mishnah's Rabbi Aharon, Kontres Maseches Shabbos 7:4. See also Mekor Halacha by Rabbi Binyamin Silber 25. CF Tosafot. The Gemara concludes, Teko. Let the question stand unresolved.